G'day, Shauno here. I'm going to talk to you about my light, flathead and general purpose rod. So here we go. Also, I did a video summarising the 4 rods I used for flathead. I was rushing through and it got to 25 minutes, so that one's going in the bin, I think. Unless you want, unless you want longer videos, then shout out and I'll make a few more, because unfortunately I can talk like a fish underwater when it comes to fishing. So yeah, look, I might just do this one outfit at a time. So first of all, for the light flathead work that I've got, and it can be used for so many other different kinds of species. This very similar outfit, aside from the reel which I've upgraded, but the rods I've used for I guess 4 or 5 years now, and I absolutely love them. So it was an upgrade from sort of the Raider series, putting on Siennas on those Raiders. So I've stepped up a little bit in how much I'm spending on gear, and everyone's got a price point. This is mine, and yeah, I'm really loving it. So first of all, we've got the 2,500 MQ, I think that's 2,500 deep. That's the MQ, Daiwa MQ Black. I've got 12 pounds multicoloured line on there, which is good for when you're fishing those deeper sections of the river, say, and you do sort of, if there's a bit of current moving through and you're unsure if your bait's getting down to the bottom, you can start to just look at how much line you're putting out, noticing your depth on the sounder, and it can give you a pretty good estimation of where you're at. With that current, sometimes it's difficult to tell if you are on bottom, and yeah, it just helps you out in that deeper water. But I don't generally do a lot of that stuff. It looks pretty awesome though. So the MQ, it's a fantastic reel, punches out tons of drag. You really don't need that much drag. It's especially on the 2 to 6 kilo stick. So we might just move on to that. This is a Daiwa TD Black. Almost all of my rods are the TD Black. There's a Hyper up there, and what else have we got? Oh yeah, I've got a cheap, not cheap, but I've got a less expensive sort of bait cast 6 foot for spinner baits and stuff like that. Most of my rods are in the TD Black. This is the Wicked Weasel. This is a Daiwa, I think it's a TD Black 20 series. The Wicked Weasel's a 6102 medium light. Cast weight on this is 2 to 14 grams. So that is just, for me, it's perfect. There's enough cast weight to throw really small lures if you wanted to throw small hard bodies at brim, whiting, stuff like that. But it's also sort of that heavier, not heavier, but that 14 grams that can throw, what's that, 14 grams is about half an ounce. So you can throw a half ounce jig head on some plastics and whip those out. A lot of your hard bodies up to about 100 mil, yeah, about 100 mil, maybe 80 mil, they'll sit sort of close enough, depending on the lure of course, but they'll sit close enough to 14 grams. So you can throw, you know, tons of different types of profiles with this here, and the range of plastic profiles, companies, plastic types, hard bodies, soft vibes, hard vibes, the amount of baits that are available that these sorts of combos can throw within that 2 to 14 grams, it's, you know, there's tons of them. So you've got lots to choose from when it comes to what can I throw with this combo. So with the 7, no, it's not a 7 footer. I do actually prefer the 7 footers. This is a sort of a 610. So it's long enough. I mean, it's great. You can impart a lot of action. You can see here that I've actually got a heavier prey, larger prey minnow. That's a 1/8 head. I've got some little, I love gluing goggle eyes. I think it might be the something that caught the fisherman. But yeah, I love throwing goggle eyes on my jig heads. But yeah, I mean, this is great for throwing 92 bill clone prawns. I've thrown, I think it's the the 110 prey minnow. I believe this is the 160 prey minnow, so it's a much larger presentation. But this will do so much estuary work. You can go and flick for bream. Obviously you can't go too light. If you're running 12-pound braid, it's going to be so difficult to tie the FG, to tie that knot there, tie that FG onto a 6-pound leader. If you've got 12-pound, good luck to you. I'm sure there's some pros out there who can do it, but not me. But yeah, you can still chase your bream, your whiting, flathead, jewfish, etc. So yeah, it's a great all-round combo. I've used this to go for yellow belly as well, and hooked onto a few XL size carp, and mate, they are fantastic fun. So this is really my go-to, aside from when I am chasing larger flathead and I have to use those heavier lures. Yeah, so that's the only thing. Those 120, 150 mil jerk baits, 150 mil soft plastics, like for instance the XL shad that Pro Lure makes, you know, they're going to be closer to your 30 gram mark, and there are different rods that I use for that. But if you are, especially if you're in a new system, sorry, there's something very loud coming past. If you're new to a system and you're not sure where the flathead are, where they like to sit at certain stages of the tide, and given the season, certain time of day, and you're just not sure about a system and you're trying to find out where fish are, definitely go the lighter setup and go the smaller profiles. And when I say smaller, I'm talking like 90 mil, 100 mil profiles. You can go smaller, I just don't do it. But and that'll get you bites from fish that are, I guess, in those 40 centimetre brackets, 30 to 40 centimetres, at least you know where they are. If you're throwing bigger profiles, you're less likely to get those bites. You'll get a knock every now and then, but I guess you have to put more casts in. But you know, the benefit of fishing those bigger presentations is you do get the bigger bite. And that's what I love about sort of the fishing that I'm doing at the moment, that if I'm going to go get a feed, this 2 to 6 kilo can throw up to 14 grams. There's so much power in this rod. You know, some of the fish that I've accidentally hooked onto and been able to haul in with this, you know, don't get me wrong, you've got to play them, but on 12-pound braid, which is, you know, I would hazard a guess, the 12-pound braid is has a breaking strength much greater than 12-pound, but obviously you've got your leader that you sort of worry about when it comes to that breaking strain. But even with 12-pound leader, 10-pound leader, this is going to do so much of your work. And if you're in clean country, if you're in sort of open water and you've you know, sunk the hooks into a bigger fish, this will do the job for you. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I'm a big fan of Daiwa. Their TD Black series. Now the best thing about it is that they released their 23 TD Blacks. That meant that the TD Black 20s heavily discounted. So usually, you know, 240 bucks and, you know, worth every penny. But we're selling for around about 150 bucks. So $150 for a rod with, you know, it's hard to explain how good the TD Black series is without having one in your hand. And look, no doubt there's probably rods that have more technology and are much better than the TD Blacks, but for the price, I've not come across a rod that's better in the price range than these TD Blacks, and you know, have never let me down, the Daiwa range, and even with the reels, you know, and I send my Daiwa reels into Daiwa down there, I believe it's down there in Manly, for servicing, and they are fantastic. I received my bait caster back, and honestly, I thought they'd sent me a brand new reel. Don't get me wrong, I only had a year's use on it, but I had used that reel, I don't know, maybe 40, 45 times, at least I would say, because I fish almost every weekend, and sometimes I double up. So yeah, not counting all the times I go fishing on holidays and stuff like that. So, and I used that reel a lot. It had a lot of use, and it just came back so good. So yeah, Daiwa servicing, the Daiwa reels, the Daiwa rods, yeah, just a massive fan. So yeah, a bit of a plug there, but I'm not affiliated, so I can say what I like, I guess. All right, look, that's a summary of this lighter rod that I've got for flathead, general estuary, and even your general freshwater fishing work. And yeah, if you've got any feedback, leave me a comment below. Cheers.